This is a Ninjabrain Bot tutorial for beginners. It is not a bowtie tutorial. Beginners make mistakes, and if you make a mistake doing bowtie, it completely ruins your run, and takes a lot more setup. The risk versus reward is not worth it until you are very disciplined and need the small time save. This tutorial lets you make mistakes and be a little inaccurate and still hit the stronghold or get very close. Download Ninjabrain Bot from the description. Change the size if you like, and the version you're playing on. In advanced, change your standard deviation to 0.03, like this. In OBS overlay, enable overlay, and then in OBS, make an image source, go to this directory, and select NB overlay PNG. In optional features, show direction to stronghold, and info message for block sideways. Make sure you're in an open area to not have eyes go into blocks. Build up if you need to, but don't use soul sand. Hitboxes off, stop moving completely for a full second, and do not move. Throw the eye, 30 FOV and 0 sensitivity. You need to line up the right side of your crosshair against the left side of the iris, like this. You can hold F3 when you press escape to pause and look clearly. Make small mouse movements between pauses to line it up. It is extremely important that you try very hard to get a perfect measurement. If your measurement is bad, then you can miss the stronghold, which can lose minutes. So you should try very hard to get a perfect lineup measurement every time. Don't be lazy. The calculator trusts you to measure it properly. If you give it junk measurements, it'll give you junk results. Press F3C to measure, and read how many blocks sideways we should go to throw another eye, so 70 blocks right. If it's more than 50 blocks, you can just do a pearl. Also, do not hold any directional key when you exit a boat, otherwise it'll desync your player location. You need to always exit boats without holding anything. You can now travel to those coordinates. Every couple hundred blocks or so, you should look straight down and F3C. It'll update the angle that you should travel at to get to the coordinates the fastest. The stronghold can be as low as bedrock. If you dig down and don't hit the stronghold, then go back to the surface and measure another eye. The certainty percent is an abstract mathematical concept. Don't overthink it. It doesn't need to be 100% for you to hit the stronghold. It's just a mathematical representation of the measurements you have given it, and is actually more about the distance of the stronghold and your standard deviation setting rather than your measurements. You can also travel in the Nether. Don't read XYZ, it is useless. Read block instead. If you read XYZ, you'll occasionally miss starter. Build your portal anywhere between Y35 and Y45. If you're too low, you might hit a cave or a random part of the stronghold instead. If you're too high, you might hit the surface and have to dig down. It doesn't always give this error. Sometimes you'll miss the stronghold, and it can be because of a mismeasure, or with the settings we're using, it can sometimes miss anyway. Sometimes you'll get very low certainty. It's more likely to be confident if you're in a stronghold ring. If you're at spawn, or if you're between rings, it will be less confident and can miss. When you're confident that you measure eyes perfectly every single time, then lower your standard deviation to 0.02, but it's not that big of a deal. You can use a resize macro and use 0.007. When you're at the diamond level in ranked or sub 15 level in RSG, then you should learn bowtie. There's a link in the description for a guide. It lets you find the stronghold in one eye throw, but it takes a lot of setup like macros and changing your sensitivity, and is very risky because if you mess it up, it'll completely ruin your run, since it can send you thousands of blocks away from the stronghold. Good luck.